Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the December 9th River Falls City Council meeting. First, we're going to do is stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Amy.
Fierstead?
Here.
York?
Here.
Carroll? Downing?
Here.
Morset?
Here.
Odine? Here. Page?
Here.
Okay, next we have approval of the minutes from the November 11th, 2025 joint meeting with the school board and November 25th regular meeting minutes.
I so move.
Second.
First and second on the minutes. Anybody have any questions or comments?
None.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next move on to approval of bills with Councilmember Morissette.
Mr. Mayor and Council, I make a motion, we approve the bills in the amount of $1,923,123.23, subject to the comptroller.
Second.
A lot of 23s in there.
First and second on bills. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we'll have public comments. If there's anybody in the audience have anything to say, come on up. As always, everybody's got 2 minutes, and as Amy had said, if you want to sign in and
Hi, Council. My name's Melissa Abdush. Many of you know me as Mimi. I live at 859 Brentwood Circle. But I'm actually here as my business, Mimi's Cookies and Creamery at 113 East Elm Street. And coincidentally, in the middle of another weather incident. My concern is that although the city does a great job of clearing snow from the roads, downtown, there is a great hindrance of snow and how it's removed or how it's moved about. And when businesses are required to remove snow from the sidewalks, we have nowhere to put it. And when it gets put back into the street, it goes into a parking spot. And then when people need to get out of their cars, it tends to be right at their door. And then they have trouble getting onto the sidewalk. I am not sure what the solution exactly is, or if budget allows for additional crew to also clear sidewalks when snow is being removed in the middle of the night. Again, I don't have an exact solution, but I do know that it is an issue that I'd hope the council would review and hopefully take up for resolution. Thank you.
thanks. Anybody else have anything? Okay, we'll go on to, we're gonna have an annual snow and ice control presentation. Eric Elifson is our, here to show us this. She's our public works manager.
That was quick.
Sorry, Eric.
That's very appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say, Mr. Mayor and Council, I also have Charles Larson here. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to come, so I didn't put him on the presentation. But him and I are going to tag team tonight.
Okay.
So, good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for letting us come today and teach you a little bit about our snow operations here at the city. So, I'm Eric Ellefson, Public Works Manager, and this is, again, Charles Larson. So first and foremost, the team. This is the team that makes sure that the snow is cleared from all of the streets and the paved trails around town. This really is the main crew. We have Jeff, David, Craig, Charles, Nate, Irv, Todd, Lucas, Eric, Joey, Troy, and Joey. So yes, we do have 3 Joeys. We do have other staff that do help out from the water department. We have actually Tim and Brent tonight. They're helping maintain. And then David, I did say his name, he's also helping maintain tonight. So the plow drivers can be at home sleeping. So our snow plowing priority map, this is always a great slide to share because everybody always wants their street to be first. And unfortunately, not everybody can be first. The first priority is always our main streets throughout town. And those main streets that also include the areas closest to the police department, the fire department, and emergency services, so they can make sure that they can get to the emergencies on time. Also, high priority routes are areas around our schools because we want our kids to get to school safe. We also want the UWRF students to be able to get safe too, to where they need to go. And then the other priority streets are a lot of those through streets that get you to the development. So they're not the, maybe not the street that you live on, but again, it's the street that gets you there. Their neighborhood streets are the third priority streets. So again, these are probably the ones that maybe you do actually live on. And then you have your lowest priority dead ends, cul-de-sacs, and short streets. So unfortunately, somebody has to be last. And so those last are those that live on dead ends, cul-de-sacs, or short streets because they are typically servicing the least amount of residents. So again, unfortunately, somebody always has to be last, but we always do our best to get to those areas, and typically a standard plow does take about 8 hours. So in a night like this, we're again maintaining our main streets, and we'll more than likely get to those other priority 4 tonight when staff come in the middle of the night.
All right, we have 5 single axle plow trucks right now. Those are kind of our backbone of our operation. Usually on any snow event, they're out. They're all equipped with pre-wet systems, and they can haul salt. Sorry. Yes. And then we have other equipment too. We have a motor grader, and then we have 2 wheel loaders. One has a plow and a wing combination, and the other one has just a front plow. And then when we do our cleanup downtown, we put a snow blower on it. And then we have a John Deere tractor with a plow in front of it. That's kind of our cul-de-sac and parking lot machine. And then we have a John Deere lawnmower that we have a broom on, and that sweeps our sidewalks. And then the tools to get things done. So we have, if conditions are right, we'll do anti-icing on our streets, and typically we spray salt brine down. It's a 23.3% blend of salt and water, and that's not necessarily to melt the snow. It's to keep the snow from bonding to the pavement. And then other things we use in our plow trucks, we'll use like we put salt down on the roads, obviously, but we pre-treat it with salt brine to get the salt to activate fast, because salt won't melt ice on its own. It needs to have moisture to work. And when temperatures are below 15 degrees, we do a 70-30 blend with beet heat, and that spikes up the effectiveness of the salt and makes it melt at a colder temperature. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Sunday morning it was -2 degrees and our streets were wet because we were using that beet heat. We have a no bare pavement policy, but as all of you know, we try to keep our main roads as bare as possible. But there's some instances like tonight, we'll just be plowing the centers of the roads out just to keep traffic flowing. I always try to, when we do a full plow, like tonight for instance, we'll not planning on coming in to do a full plow until 2 a.m. because that'll give us enough time to get rest and let the snow kind of finish. You know, we got a couple hours of snow after that, but I like to try to do things once, be more efficient. It usually takes about 8 to 10 hours to plow the town out. Then we'll come back the next day, we'll run all of our routes, do the alternate parking, and clean up downtown if we have to with the blower.
And then also too, I would just want to note that it usually does take a couple days to fully clear the snow. So I wouldn't expect that after tomorrow that all the snow will be clear from the street. It'll still be on Main Street in areas, so we will be blowing and hauling it, and we bring that down to the wastewater treatment plant. So here's a couple winter reminders. This is a new slide this year that we thought would bring value to bring up, so in case any of the public is listening or watching. So these winter reminders is odd even parking from November 1st to March 31st. So what does that mean? So at midnight, if it's an odd day, so today is December 9th, tomorrow is December 10th, tomorrow is an even day, you need to park on the even side of the street. So what that allows us is for our plow trucks to get in. All the cars are parked on the same side of the street, so then we can go ahead and clear a path. Then the next night, when it turns to the 11th, all the cars being parked on the other side, we're able to fully clear the odd side of the street. So this is really important for us, and I know that sometimes this can be frustrating to the residents if they don't understand it. So hopefully that helps clear up the odd, even winter parking. And then also sidewalk shoveling. It's really important for residents of the city to be able to clear their sidewalks. You never know if your neighbor has a hard time getting around, if they're in a wheelchair, if they're in a walker, or if their only mode of transportation is to walk. And so it is really important to make sure that the snow is being cleared from your residential sidewalk in order to be, a good neighbor to those around you. If it is not cleared of snow, we do drop off door tag warnings, and that gives you 24 hours to clear the snow before it is cleared for you, and then a citation is issued. So just wanted to make sure that also is perfectly clear too, that we do have a snow shoveling policy here at the city, and we do enforce it.
Just to go on that with her, we don't go and inspect sidewalks until 24 hours after the last plow leaves the road too. So those odd even days, you could have your sidewalk plowed out, but your ped ramp might be plowed in. So we give you additional 24 hours to get that taken care of before we go out and take.
So that is the end of our presentation tonight. We can stand for questions, but we appreciate you allowing us to come and talk about our snow and ice control for this upcoming season.
I've got a question for you, Erica. What's our interaction with the school district? Todd Burnap is in charge of the transportation at the school. Do we have any interaction? Does he call you and say, "Hey, what's it look like? What's passability?" Realizing the school district is larger than the city, but a lot of the students, I think, would live in the city. But what's the interaction like there?
We do have some interaction. I'll just speak to my interaction, and then I can let Charles speak to his interaction. But on a few occasions, usually when the snow is falling in the day, Todd will often ask what the road conditions are, trying to see if they should potentially have an early release, or kind of see what we're seeing. That is to the extent of what I speak with them. The only other time we speak with them is if we happen to notice, usually during winter break, there's been a few instances where they've had events planned at their site, and they just didn't have the resources to come in to help plow their parking lot. So we have plowed and salted their parking lots for them so they could have their winter activities when school isn't in session.
So we've got good interaction with them.
I talked to Todd actually this morning at 11 and just kind of talked strategy and want to know what our plan was. And a lot of times he'll call me if he has activity buses that are out and we're in a snowstorm, and we'll make a plan on how, when those buses get to town, we'll make sure those routes are plowed so the bus can get to the high school or the middle
Good.
school or whatever.
Good,
And
I'm happy to
we
hear
have
that.
good communication with Todd.
Good, thank you.
I'd like to add, if I could, if you looked at our citywide survey, one of the highest ranking portions of that is our street department and the snow removal. And I really think you guys do a great job with the communications you did tonight. And Gordy, I have a question for you. Have we issued many parking citations for even odd parking?
Yes, I believe in the hundreds.
In the hundreds?
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
That's quite a few. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question. From a historical standpoint, cities can sometimes have difficulties working with counties. We have Pierce and St. Croix County. How well has the interaction been when there's been a dispute over what areas get plowed and how? Have they worked well with the city?
Yeah, we work really good with the counties. I mean, I'll say hats off to St. Croix County because we mesh with them a lot, but we have a really good working relationship with them. I mean, they'll come into our area a little bit. We'll go into theirs. Mesh zone is up there on 35 where the bridge is. We'll kind of take care of that. Same with up at Melgard Monument, those roundabouts. And that hill on County Road M, Division Street by the golf course. I mean, really, they could stop on top of the hill, but they come down the hill, and we mesh really well.
Well, that's good to hear. Thank you. And I have one more question. From my understanding, you talked about doing some of the snow plowing later in the downtown and whatnot. It's efficiency, but it's also a safety issue, isn't it?
Right.
Okay.
This town comes alive about 5 o'clock in the morning. And
Yes.
we like to be just finishing up by then. Like tonight, there's no way I could blow downtown tonight
Right.
and have a clean job. We'd have a sloppy mess if we tried to go out at midnight and it's still snowing hard. So, the next night, like Thursday morning, that'll be ideal. We'll be able to have everything windrow blowing and the streets all salted and melted down before the morning commute.
Well, thank you both, and thank you so much for all that you do, which is greatly appreciated.
Yep. Well, I would just thank you as well, and I would echo the public comments from the beginning of the meeting. I own Page Family Dentistry right on Locust Street there, and we have a lot of sidewalk. It's been really cool. Sometimes I've been down there with my snowblower right when the big John Deere is there, and I can blow right into their pile, and then they blow it into the truck, but it's not usually that convenient. So, maybe some more communication with downtown business owners, some planning, some thoughts maybe on our end or your end on how we can help business owners understand processes so that everybody can get it done efficiently.
Just to comment on that, so we're doing the 2 to 5, if I can remember our plow plan correctly. So we've got no parking 2 to 5 a.m. Almost all the downtown streets that we blow, right?
Correct.
So one of the things, so I'll maybe pose this as a question. If the downtown owners want their snow to get blown into the truck, they need to come at least by the second night by 2 a.m. and blow everything into the curb, and then it's go. But if they come at 7 a.m. in the morning to shovel their sidewalks, it's too late. That doesn't mean we can't try to figure out a way, but as Charles has indicated, there's cars, we would have to change lots of parking things related to that if we wanted to change that. There's ways for downtown business owners to get together and get contracts for their block or other things collectively. We haven't at this point, we haven't, our ordinances, as Charles has indicated, are pretty generous. We give people lots of time to do their sidewalks. There's other places, there's other cities where they say, you got to have it by the next day at 2 a.m. if you're downtown so that they can get it with the snow blowers. But there's always room to improve that. But just so people know why it is the way it is, we're blowing the second night. So the first night we're doing the full plow of the city. Then we're coming in the second night between midnight and 2 is when we start typically. And we only have till 5 a.m., which it's hard to do that. A lot of times I'll see blowers, if I come in at 6 o'clock or something to City Hall, they're still doing a couple streets here with blowing, but basically by 5:30, it really hampers the ability for us to do that safely. So is it fair to say under our current system, if property owners want to get all that snow removed and out of here, they essentially by the second night need to come in before 2 a.m. and get everything into the curb?
Yep.
Because there's probably going to be a snowblower at 2 a.m. somewhere downtown already started. So if you came in at 2:30, we're not usually gonna make a second round or trip around because it's pretty fun to watch actually if you come down at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's just a lot of activity, but remember, it's dark and cold, and so it's not good to be doing that, and it's very heavy equipment. I mean, the snowblower will throw a log, so we gotta be careful to keep people away and cars and bikes and skateboards and garbage cans and other things out of the way. So right now, so for this storm event, basically by 2 a.m. on Thursday morning, early Thursday morning by 2 a.m. And you might come in at midnight though on Thursday.
I usually send the grader out at midnight, give him an hour head start to get things windrowed. Then our contractor trucks come and the blower goes out about 1.
Yeah, so midnight or 1 actually is even better than 2 to try to do that. But that doesn't mean there aren't other things we can do. There's other pieces of equipment. There's other things that can be done. But with our current equipment and the way we do it, essentially it's a one pass thing downtown. Once the grader goes by, we're not sending another piece of equipment for the most part out there.
And there's a happy medium when he's doing the plowbacks, like tomorrow morning. He's trying to get the snow to the curb line as close as he can, but he doesn't want to bury the sidewalk either. But we have to try to get it tight enough so we can get parking downtown too. So we will be inconvenienced for one day, but I assure you it will be cleaned up the following. Unless we have a catastrophic breakdown.
Yeah.
Never say never.
I got one question. So you get it, if later on the schedule, on the agenda, we're gonna talk about a new plow or used plow. Do we have a name for it?
We do not have a name for it yet, but the plan is to go through, have Facebook polls, get out in potentially a River Falls reader, a Name the Snowplow contest again.
And I want the theme to be something downtown because that's going to be a downtown truck.
Okay, perfect.
So I would like that,
Okay.
something.
Yep,
We've been
yeah.
brainstorming at the shop.
Yep.
And PG, even though it's downtown,
Yeah,
a PG downtown theme. So,
Oh, you come up with some names and start putting them out there for people to
Right.
feelers. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks
You're
a
doing a
lot.
great
Yeah,
job.
thank you.
As always.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciate it. Okay, next we're gonna close the council hearing, open up a public hearing on resolution approving the temporary relocation of District 1, wards 1 through 5, polling place for all 2026 elections. And this resolution would approve the temporary relocation of the River Falls Public Library polling location to St. Bridget's Church. Is there anybody in the audience that has anything like to say about this? Okay, we'll close the public hearing and reopen the council hearing, and I will take a motion on this.
A motion that we accept the change.
Second.
First and second, questions or comments on it?
I do have some questions. I'm in favor of this, but I just want to since it talks about this in the packet, is this the correct public hearing to allow community input? That's, Mr. Simpson?
I'm trying to understand the question.
In the packet, it talks about having a specific meeting for community input regarding the direction we choose on this, which I'm in favor of doing this. Is this the one that's set aside, council meeting, that they could voice their opinion on it, whether they agree with us or not?
Yes, I don't believe we have another public hearing
That is correct.
scheduled
This-
because it's a resolution, not a first or second ordinance.
All right, well, I would encourage us to put maybe something out on social media and on our Facebook, and maybe consider putting something in the packet in the future. Or not, when I say packet, I mean the mailer.
Councilmember Downing,
Yeah.
we are required to notify each registered voter after the passing of this resolution. So a mailing will be done, as well as additional communications to voters via Facebook, as well as our reader. So that is already planned, and we are required to do this. This is considered the public hearing that satisfies the requirement of the statute, but we are doing the additional steps to notify voters.
That's good. My concern with my question though, and I appreciate that, is more that were people informed about our meeting today, so they can voice their opinion whether they agree with us or not. Because I'm in favor of this. It's logical, and we're picking the right location. So that's, you know,
This was published like any other agenda, right? I mean, it was put up in the paper, it's put up at the library, it's put up here,
That is
Yeah,
correct.
and it's up to the, I mean, we don't make any
it's properly posted like every
that's up
other
to the
one.
council to make the judgment. Staff isn't gonna tell you that everybody knows about it and we took care of it and this,
Right.
you get to determine if you think there's been adequate notice and publications in advance. I would say that we didn't do any extra or extraordinary work on this one. And we were concerned about confusion, and that's one of the reasons that even though we think the library is gonna be done before the end of 26, we thought it would be too confusing for voters to say, well, you're gonna do your February primary at this location and probably the April election, and maybe by the August primary, you'll be back to the library, but if the construction's not done, you might. So we're just like, we need a spot that voters can count on for the whole year. And I don't know what we're running up against with deadlines. Are we up against any timing deadlines? As far as, does it have to be done tonight in order to do it, or?
It has to be 30 days prior to
Okay.
the election. So if we do have a primary, we would have to have that 30 days prior to the primary.
Yeah, so the latest we could do anything would be is it the 14th of January is our next meeting? And that would be
Yes.
32 days or something. So if the council was concerned, they could pause till then. If you're not,
I'm not
we'll
concerned.
go
But
forward.
I'm just to clarify my question. That includes our own social media, is what you're saying, right? Like our website for the city.
Yeah, we'll certainly
Thank
do.
you.
We'll,
Just wanted to
we'll do
clarify
our
that.
normal courses, but in this case, we also are doing there's a fair amount of cost involved because we're gonna mail to each registered voter, and there's a lot more registered voters than voters that actually vote. So
Well, and I would suggest that it's at St. Bridget's, which is a half a block away from the library, so there could always just be a big sign on the library, go a half block that way.
yeah,
You'll
and that's
found your
another
polling
thing.
location, and
That's
it's
another
very
thing our city
convenient.
clerk did real well about this is we always know that if we're going in, we don't always know. We have a belief as staff that there are some concerns in the community about voting in a church. And so we always are weighing like, what's the perception of somebody to go into the church? But one of the primary reasons we thought this was good is it's like your car might be parked in the same spot regardless of where you were voting. So it should allow for people that have no idea that we made the change to be able to go, oh, all right, I gotta go across the parking lot to do that. So even though, you know, churches are not everybody's first choice for voting, we're very happy that St. Bridget's is gonna they have to make accommodations for us because we need those dates firm, and so that means there can't be other things on those dates. And as you know, elections are not a one-day thing. Even though the voter sees it as a one-day thing, we're doing setup and testing before the voting, and then there's all the takedown cleanup. So they basically lose their what do they call it, the fellowship or the fellowship hall for 3 days for each election. So we appreciate that.
I appreciate the location too. It makes the process much easier since people are familiar with it. Thank you.
Thanks for going the extra mile on this, Amy. Okay, first, second, any other questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next move on to consent agenda. First one is a resolution approving the election inspectors for the 2026-2027 election cycle. Next one is a resolution approving weights and measures assessment schedule. Next one is a resolution approving the lease agreement with Bearcat Investments. This resolution approves a lease agreement with Garage Bikes and Brews for use of city property. Next one is a resolution approving the contract of tree services with Willow River This contract would authorize the city administrator to enter into contract for the 26, 20 through 28 municipal tree care services. Next one is a resolution approving development agreement with Sterling Ponds 2 LLC. Next one is a resolution approving purchase agreement with Sterling Ponds LLC. Next one is a resolution approving first right of refusal with Sterling Ponds 2 LLC. And these resolutions with Sterling Ponds 3 LLC include a developer's agreement and a purchase agreement for approximately 4.8 acres in the Sterling Ponds Corporate Park, the acquisition of approximately 2 acres of privately owned property in the Sterling Ponds Corporate Park, and the first right of refusal for approximately 7.4 acres in the Whitetail Ridge Corporate Park. Next one is a resolution approving partial forgiveness of the 2021 loan issued to Our Neighbor's Place. This would approve the partial forgiveness of $150,000 of the city's 2021 land purchase loan to Our Neighbor's Place in support of their capital campaign. The loan has a current balance of $241,257 as of November. And last one is a resolution approving the purchase of a used 2021 Western Star plow truck.
Yet to be named.
Yeah, yet to be named. And this would be in the amount of $215,000, $215,245. Does anybody want to pull anything?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to pull number 11.
Okay, anybody else?
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval of consent agenda items 4 through 10 and 12.
Second?
First and second. Questions or comments on consent agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Downing, you pulled number 11.
Resolution approving partial forgiveness of the 2021 loan issued to Our Neighbor's Place. I just wanted to say this is a great opportunity for the council and city to improve on its role supporting regional housing stability and homelessness prevention efforts with our trusted partnership with Our Neighbor's Place. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Anybody else have anything? All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry. Yeah, yep, sorry about that.
Mr. Mayor, sorry. Mr. Mayor, I move approval for consent agenda item number 11.
Okay, first and second. No other questions or comments, right? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next we have Comptroller's Report. Diane.
Yeah, thank you. The Comptroller's Report for November 2025. General fund revenues through the end of November were $13,649,721, or 102% of total budgeted revenues for the year. Revenues in November included $2,201,113 for state shared revenue, $25,909 for building permits, and $9,696 for vehicle registration fees. Expenditures through the end of November were $11,580,283, or 87% of total budget expenditures for the year. So as of November 30th, 2025, net revenues over expenditures were $2,069,438.
Thanks. Next we have Administrator's Report. Scott, if you have anything for us? Or?
There's a couple of things that I want to highlight from the administrator's report. One, that there will be an open house on Thursday, December 11th. This event will provide residents with an opportunity to learn more about the city's safety action plan, and that's going to guide the future of our Safe Streets plan in River Falls. The event is 5 to 6:30 p.m. Here in the lower level of City Hall. I'd also draw attention to the fact that we're again getting some partnership with universities. This time UW-Madison is working to develop a conceptual plan for improved pedestrian crossings on East and West Division Street. They're looking at the areas closest to DeSanctis and Hoffman Parks, respectively. A reminder that this is the last planned council meeting of 2025, so we'll next convene the second Tuesday, which I believe is the 13th of January. And so obviously in the meantime, the city services will be operating 24/7 to provide services to the community. So feel free to reach out to us. There are a few days obviously closed, the 24th and the 25th. City Hall, that's a Thursday, Friday, correct? Wednesday, Thursday. Boy, I'm one day off in the calendar in my head. And then we are closed on, is the first weekday? We'll be closed the Thursday, the 1st. And I believe all the property tax bills are out, or mostly out. So
I haven't seen mine yet.
So Thursday, may look for those Friday or Saturday. And city clerk and I, since we both live in town, one of us in St. Croix and one of us in Pierce County, we always look at our bills to see if what we had on the PowerPoint slide matches up with reality, and it did, so that's good. So depending on the assessments, most people will see a reduction in the city's portion of the taxes, or if anything, a very slight increase. So kind of what we had estimated appears to have kind of flown through the formula onto the tax bills. So that's always a good thing when we kind of look at our bills and go, all right, this is what we said we thought it was going to be, and did it turn out that way? And certainly we appreciate everybody's support of the great services we have in the community. And as you know from the Comptroller's Report, we've had a pretty good year of controlling our expenses, and our revenues are ahead of projections quite a bit. So it's been a good year. If it doesn't snow 5 feet in the next 30 days, we'll be good. Salt shed is full, and we're in pretty good shape.
I just wanted to let everybody know Saturday will be a busy day in River Falls with commencement going on at the UW River Falls. The football team is playing at 2 o'clock in the quarterfinals, and the women's hockey team is playing that night. So it will be busy, especially on the south side of town and downtown this weekend.
Anybody else? Okay, I got a couple good news stories. First one is kind of builds on what Jeff was saying. Just good luck to the River Falls football team on Saturday as they continue their playoff push. The Falcons will host Wheaton on Saturday at 2 p.m. It'll be chilly out there at Raymer, so that dress accordingly and bring refreshments accordingly. But hopefully the Falcon season can continue with another victory. And since this is the last council meeting of the year, me and the council just want to take a moment to tell everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. We hope you all have a peaceful holiday and enjoy quality time with your family, friends, and loved ones. And maybe we even take advantage of all the snow we have and find some time to go out and have some outdoor fun. Thanks everybody for a great year, and we'll see everybody in January. And then I have an appointment. I can't remember what it is though. You have that down on this? No, maybe not this weekend.
Mr. Mayor, you do. I don't believe it got printed out for
Yeah,
you.
that's okay. It can wait till next meeting.
So,
Oh, can you read it?
we can certainly wait until the next
go
meeting,
ahead, if you
but
have it.
I can go ahead and read it for you. It's for the Municipal Board of Canvassers.
Oh, that's right.
So, 2 qualified electors of the municipality are appointed by the clerk and approved by mayor and council. So my recommendation is the appointment of Natalie Gaitis and Glenn Tobias to the Municipal Board of Canvassers through December 31st, 2027. And the next is the Municipal Board of Absentee Canvassers. This is the board that canvasses our absentee ballots that formulate our central count team. My recommendation is Angie Bond, who is the clerk designee, Anita Slate, and Amber Toubray. And that would be through December 31st of 2027.
Okay. And I need you guys.
Mr.
okay
Mayor, I
this?
make a motion, we accept your appointments.
Second. And can we just clarify it's in the public packet and the notice, so we're sorry we didn't give you the desk copy.
Yeah, we didn't give you the desk copy.
I should have remembered all that. Okay, we got first and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
First and second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I got